visuals and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to what seems to be more and more like hipster Dan. I always take the whole don't like being a hipster with the vape pens and shit. And this Pokémon Thursday where apparently we're going to talk more about me slowly turning into a hipster. Just, man, the recycling and what else do hipsters do? No visuals, it is Pokémon Thursday where I have turned more hipstery for some reason, where we're going to do another My Team 4. Now, it's been a while since we've done one of these videos, and I don't know if I said something in a previous Pokemon Thursday episode where I was like, I feel like playing a Pokemon X and Y again, because over the last, like, maybe week and a half, I've just been slowly playing through Pokemon Y, just doing my thing, and I thought, I'm going to go for a completely random, messed up, fucked up team that I would never usually go for, and we would do a video on my team for Pokemon Y. We've done it before for my first teams, for my original teams, it's a little mini-series been going on the channel for years now, and I absolutely adore doing it, and we haven't been able to do it, well, we have been able to do it, but we haven't done it for a while, but the only reason why I'm doing this one, because we always replay the Pokemon games, is because it's a very weird and sort of off-brand Dan sort of team that I wouldn't, like I said, usually go for, but I want it to be a little bit different than usual and be like, oh, let's try this, let's try that, let's have a go with this. There's two Pokemon here that I have actually used a load of times. There's a third Pokemon that I've used a fair bit, and there's two that I've definitely hardly ever used, and there's one that I think I might have used once, maybe. Either way, on a Pokemon X and Y, I think maybe was it because we got the Legends ZA or Legends ZAR that's coming out, that's giving me a hankering to play it again. I can't remember, whatever it was giving me a hankering, but I think when I think about these games, there's like a little black cloud over them. Doesn't mean they're crap or anything, but when I look back, I always go, oh, that bit does when we get to Lumio City, exploring Lumio City, can be a bit of a tedious nightmare, especially for this fucking autistic OCD twat over here that needs to go around the whole city and speak to everybody for the millionth time for whatever stupid reason. That's always a little bit of a black cloud. But I played through it and I thought, this was a hell of a lot more fun than I last remember, and I could have sworn the last time I played it would have only been like 6-7 months ago. It must just be my stupid little brain. It is a fun little soft reboot of Gen 1 kind of, re-getting a Gen 1 starter, the early forest, I can't remember what it's fucking called now, feeling like Viridian Forest, the legendary birds, you know, kicking off at some point. It feels like a soft little mini reboot of Gen 1 in its first sort of 3D capability sort of form shenanigans. Great story, fun legendaries, a decent enough bad guy team, even though I think they look like twats, being inspired by France and Paris and all that stuff. Great country to be to take inspiration from and shit like that. So yeah, they're still as great as ever. They still hold up. If you haven't played Pokemon X or Y recently, or for a while, pick up your DS and have crack at it again. They're really fucking fun. Visuals, I want to know what you think of my team in the comments below. It definitely wasn't my strongest team by any means, but once you've played these games a million times, you know how to just smash everything. You can have a team of all fucking Caterpies. There's strategies as well. You can sort your shit out and it's absolutely fine. But it's yeah, just let me know what you think of my team in the comments below. Like I said, it is a weird hodgepodge, if that's a real word. Weird damn team, whatever we're gonna call it. But yeah, please leave thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Let me know what you think of X and Y in general. Was it a generation that fell off for you? Was it a generation that re-picked Pokemon up for you? Was it one of your favourite? Is it your first gen? Was it your first introduction to Pokemon? Maybe you spent your life thinking, I haven't played Pokemon, and it comes out in this 3D DS shenanigans, and you're like, oh, it's fucking going absolutely nuts. I'm going to pick it up, and then you look. Let me know what you think of Pokemon X and Y in general. But anyway, visuals, here we go. My newest and latest team for my Pokemon Y playthrough. With the shirt, well, it is with the Skiff Shine, that's why I said Shine. We started with the starter, and it was Chestnut. I absolutely adore Froakie. It's my favourite starter out of the three. But I wanted to go for another run with Chespin. I recently did an FFF, I think. Did we do an FFF about... No, I mentioned Chestnut and Quilladin and Chespin in a video recently. And I thought, fuck it, next time I play it, I'm going to go for Chespin. That's the reason why I went through it. And I do really like Chespin. Squilladin's a little bit okay, and then Chestnut is fine, it's fun, grass fighting and whatnot. It's a really weird design, but it's quite a fun design at the same time. But it's a grass boy anyway, we love our grass boys in this, and I didn't want to always go for Froakie. Every time that I remember the most recent playthroughs, like I said, if it was 6 months ago or so or what, it was always Froakie. And I also wanted, which we'll get to the next one in a second, I also wanted a Charizard in the team. I was like, have I actually properly used Charizard in Pokemon X and Y? I don't think I have, because my combo was usually pick up Froakie and then pick up Bulbasaur. So I wanted to go for Chestnut, and then we'll give Charizard a blast in this. So yeah, Chestnut was our starter. Second starter, with its Mega Evolutions, obviously it's Y Mega Evolution because I played Y. It was Charizard. Do I need to mention Charizard much? It's Charizard. We know about Charizard. We love Charizard. It's Charizard. I'll ramble for 10 seconds just so his gift gets a little bit of playtime. But it's fucking Charizard. I did need a water type, and I thought, okay, what I will as well. I used Pokemon Home for the rest of these mons. I knew I'd pick up my Chestnut, I knew I'd pick up my Charizard, but the rest of them I used my Pokemon Home, got an egg, blah blah blah, all that carry on. So we didn't actually go out and catch them in the wild. I had my team pretty much instantaneously, but we went for Clawitzer. I've always said Clawitzer, but I could be pronouncing it fucking wrong. And yeah, I don't know how to think about this. When I first saw him, I didn't like the look. I don't mind the big misshapen hand. Obviously, Kingler had a bit of a different size hand and claw and whatnot. But every time I saw it, I just thought, you're a weird crab, shrimp, lobster thing. I'm not a big fan of you. I don't really like you. I don't like much about you. But he was actually consistently good. There wasn't many times he let me down in this playthrough, or many times where he was taken out, or I couldn't, we've only got you left, we're going to rely on you. He did fine. He stood his own. He was absolutely bang on. In fact, I think mine was a female, if I remember correctly. Either or, doesn't matter. But yeah, I just thought, let's go for it. You're a weird bastard that I've never really had much love for, and I've never paid much attention to. So we're going to give you a little bit of a shout. So he made it onto the team. Heliolisk. Once again, I do a lot of my shit in life because recently I've done this, or someone said this, or I've been there. I recently watched Jurassic Park, the OG Jurassic Park. So we went for the Heliolisk. Obviously, I can't remember the name of the dinosaur, isn't it? As the big floppy thingy. The only thing I don't like about Heliolisk is the normal typing. I always hate it when they randomly chuck a normal type in there, just because it's just normal. Oh, you're electric. We're also going to make you normal. It's like, well, fuck off. Just let me be a little electric lizard dinosaur fucking thing, whatever I'm inspired of. But he was fun. He was fine. He was absolutely bang on. Maybe my weakest component of the team, to be fair, actually. I don't remember. He was definitely one of the lowest level ones when we got to the end and beat the Elite Four. I don't really remember having to rely on him too much. We just sort of brung him out when, okay, we're electric, so you've got a water, we'll come up with super effective or a flying type or whatever. I don't think we got him because we needed the 6 mon, and I was going through the thing and I thought, let's use you. But yeah, I think he was probably the runt of this team, the least loved, which I'm sorry, Heliolisk, if you're listening, which obviously you can't, it's physically impossible. What is wrong with me? But yeah, I tried to give him some love, and I'm still very meh about him. Another mon which doesn't really get much love from me, and it's Malamar. And I was very curious about Malamar when it first came out, and the whole thing about it was saying, oh, you get your Inky when it's about to evolve or level up when you turn it upside down and all that carry on. That was quite fun, and then even doing it was quite fun. But I've had absolutely zero love for this Pokemon. But this time around, something was a little bit different. As I'm scrolling through my little Kalos stuff, my Gen 6 stuff in my Pokemon Home layout, because everything's obviously just in order of generations, I looked at Inky and I thought, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to go with you. And as it's going on, I don't know if it was my love more for Inky grew or Malamar, but I had my Inky and I thought, I'm just having so much fun with you. I love chucking you out. I love seeing you float in the air. The reminiscing, going back to seeing you with James from the anime is coming back. I found a new appreciation and love for it. Obviously, it's Dark Psychic, or is it Psychic Dark? Either or, it's Dark and Psychic type, isn't it? Which is absolutely fine. It's a cool enough combination, I guess. I don't mind every now and then. I don't use many Psychics, but it was quite nice having a relatively decent, powerful enough Psychic on the team this time around. And yeah, Malamar was absolutely fine for the team. Didn't really let us down. But my love for him has definitely increased. But I don't know if that's because my love for Inkay's increased. But Malamar. Aura once again in shiny, but not a shiny. Yes, I know it's another dark type, because how many typings did we cross over with? Obviously, we had just the one grass. We had 2 fightings now because of Chestnut and Pangoro. We had just the 1 fire, just the 1 water, Helios Electric, just the 1 Malamar. So then we had a couple of dark types as well on this team. Pancham I've always loved anyway. Pangoro I've always had a fun time interacting with in any way, shape or form. But this 110% is because of my recent watch in Detective Pikachu. In fact, when I was going through and picking out my team, I had Detective Pikachu playing in the background. And when you see Pangoro chilling and Pancham's doing the thing and whatnot, I thought, I'm using a Pangoro, the little fighty, dark, beastie, bad Oven one. He was absolutely bang on. He was an absolute beast of the team. Smashed it. Didn't really let us down. The most overused were definitely Chestnut and Charizard. They were definitely, even though the whole point of redoing it was to just experiment and have fun with other ones that I rarely interact with and don't use that much. But they were my 2 MVPs that got us through, 80% of shenanigans, even if they're up against something that they're neutral or weak to. Still absolutely fine because of how much we just trained them up and leveled them up and whatnot. But Pangoro was an absolute solid addition, an absolute welcome addition. I've definitely used them a couple of times on teams. The ones, I was very cryptic at the start, wasn't it? I've used Chestnut lows, used Charizard lows, have very, rarely used Clawtzer. Heliolisk, very rarely ever used. Malamar, I think I have used before, but not often. And Pangoro, I'm fairly certain we've had him on the team a handful of times. But there we go, visuals. That is my team. Hopefully they're all in an absolute mess of carnage and shenanigans at the bottom there, doing their thing, just in their little gift forms. But let me know what you think of this team. Does it look fun? Does it look decent? Have you used one of these mons a million different times? Is one of these mons your favourite? Is Chestnut your favourite Kalos starter? Do you like the combination of Chestnut and then getting your Kanto starter of Charizard? Or do you go down different routes? Do you even use your extra starter that's given to you? Every time I've played Kalos, I think maybe once or twice I haven't used the starter that's given to you by Professor fucking what's his fucking name? Sycamore? Yeah, it's Sycamore. By Dickhead. I don't know what I call him. Dickhead might be a lovely guy. Do you bother to use your starter, or do you just sort of get rid and carry on making your own sort of team? Let me know what you think in the comments below in the visuals of this particular team. I really think Pokemon X is going to get ran through as well. We're going to have another little playthrough of that. It's something, what I usually do it when I'm on back shift and I come in from work and I've have my dinner and sit down, put a film on, and we just play for a few hours, and then because they don't take that long to complete, do they? Especially if you're not going for everything like filling the decks and whatnot. You're just having a quick run through and then away you go. So let me know what you think, visuals, and let me know what you think of X and Y in general. It's been my team, visuals, and thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally the fucking best. Remember, always keep being you. Keep on keeping on.